Edition of Shooter's Paradise, here with Klay Thompson. Klay, I want you to watch this video and kind of take me through what goes through your mind.
Lowry gets past, falls down, lost the ball. Thompson running the floor, and a foul. And Thompson grabs his left knee, now writhing in pain.
I felt my knee shift, so I knew that wasn't good. And I didn't know the severity of the injury because I'd never torn anything in my life up to that moment. But a lot of adrenaline when playing, as you know, for a championship. The second time it happens was so unexpected. You know, I'm 13 months out of tearing my ACL. I'm feeling great, you know. I'm playing basketball every day. I'm lifting every day. I'm a couple weeks away from the season and just go for a jump shot on the baseline, and I just feel a crazy feeling at the bottom of my foot, my right foot, and couldn't put any weight on it. I just knew it was bad. That one hurt, and it feels so good to look back, and I give myself a lot of credit for fighting through the last 13 months to get to where I'm at now, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel and just being right there, ready to play.
Not making the top 75, that still bother you?
I'm a very competitive person.
Of course.
Especially for the generation of my players, it's just hard for me to admit. When I've been there and I've done it, and I've won at the highest level on multiple occasions, it did bother me at the time that I didn't make the list because I thought I've done things that, on numerous occasions that no other player has ever done before, but I just got to do them some more, I guess, and then wait 25 more years to hear my name called. Numbers, oh, that's cool, but banners hang forever, and now I feel better. Snub from that list and win a championship, that inspires me every day.
Wow, numbers are cool, but banners hang forever, and you can catch the rest of that later on this week, Thursday at 6 p.m. right here on NBA TV. And with that said, you see her on the screen. Zeke, if you don't mind, I'm going to give her flowers because she is the two-time champion, but also the two-time winner of the AP Player of the Year. Candace, welcome in. Good to see you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you all. I miss you guys. Can't wait to get back.
Happy New Year. It ain't the same without you, Candace.
Not the same. Not the same at all. So Ace, I'm going to start with you here because we know what's going on with Klay Thompson, and clearly you are familiar with what it takes to come back from an injury. So give us maybe what is going through his mind right now. What are your expectations for Klay as he makes his return?
Well, to have the type of back-to-back injuries that Klay Thompson has had, mentally, it's a strain. You're watching the game continue to go on. You're watching players dominate, and you're wishing that you could be out there. And, I think it's more mental than it is physical. The moment that you're able to step back on that court, I remember I had been off for 2 years. I had to redshirt my freshman year at Tennessee, and Midnight Madness was the first time I was able to step out on the court. And that feeling, that adrenaline, the purpose, every rep that you did to get back on the court is going to go through your mind. And Klay not only has that as motivation, but being snubbed on the top 75. He was on my list. So I just think that it's going to be unbelievable as a fan to watch him play, but individually, as a player to come back from the injuries he's had and to compete with Golden State for a championship, it's going to be amazing second half of the season.
Zeke, I got to come with you. What do you expect individually and collectively with Klay returning back to this Warriors team?
I'm just happy to see him back on the court, paired with Steph. Last year, sometime I tweeted, I miss Steph and Klay being out on the court playing together. I miss them playing basketball. And, I'm really happy for Klay. And, I remember Dumars and I sat down and did an interview with he and Steph, and just being in their presence and feeling their championship vibe, compared to all championship vibe, and the journeys that they were facing and the people that they were facing. I mean, Steph and Klay going against the LeBron James, the dominant player of this era. Joe and I having to go against Magic, Jordan, Kareem, that era. So I mean, there are a lot of similarities in terms of the backcourt comparisons, but watching Klay and wanting him to have success, I don't think there's a person in the NBA or outside of the NBA that's not a fan of this young man the way he approaches the game, and the way he plays the game.
Indeed.
We're rooting for him.
Oh, no, we all are rooting for him, no question. You saw some of the practice video, knocked down 24 straight threes. Zeke talked about it beforehand. He clearly has that weather, one of the greatest shooters ever to do it. We know the numbers are there. Probably should have been on that top 75 list.
And all defense a couple of years ago when he didn't make the all defensive team.
He continues to get snubbed, and I don't like that. Candace, I know you saw that Klay drain these 24 straight threes.
Oh, straight. Wait.
And I think the entire league saw that he drained those 24 straight threes. I know that as fans, we are excited. I know Golden State fans are excited. I know his teammates are excited, but the rest of the league is not excited. Let's just be honest. Golden State right now has a record that sits them on top. They've had some key crucial wins without players. At Phoenix, with players in health and safety protocols, injuries, Andrew Wiggins, they've been bit by the bug that most teams in the NBA have, but they've persevered. And now you're going to add another guy on the court, and not just shooting. I think that's, everybody, it's playmaking, it's attention, it's space, it's defensively being able to get up and guard. I mean, you're able to throw out a lineup where you're able to have Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green, you're able to have Klay Thompson, and you're going to have Glove the second. The lineup that they're able to put on the floor defensively as well as offensively, it's scary for the rest of the NBA.
Indeed, it is scary. Draymond Green, the heart and soul of that Golden State team, is back after missing 2 games due to health and safety protocol. The Warriors taking on the Heat tonight. You talked about that defense, the 2 top defensive teams in the league. It's crazy to think about that, seeing how good the Warriors are offensively, and we know the Heat are potent as well. And, Candace, when we talk about defense, we know that, let me just start with Draymond, because how happy do you think Steph is to have Draymond back in the lineup?
Well, you saw in Draymond's absence, just in terms of Golden State when they played Denver, they're scoring, the space, the playmaking. He is a point forward, and Draymond is able to not only disrupt teams defensively, which starts their break, allows Steph more space, more pull-up threes off of dribble handoff, but he really orchestrates the offense. And you could see the big holes. A number of coaches in the NBA and a number of players have said it themselves. If we're talking about not just statistics, we're talking about just, a player's impact on a team. Why isn't Draymond's name being mentioned in the MVP race? Because he has that much of an impact on Golden State.
Yes, his impact can't be described or put into numbers. Draymond Green back in the lineup. You'll see him later on tonight. Hey, Zeke, remember that group, Tony, Tony, Tony? Do you know what today is? You remember how that song goes?
Do you remember?
No.
Oh,
No.
no.
I'm trying to set you up. Oh, my bad. I left you out to dry. It's the anniversary. That's where we're going, Tony.
Oh, no, I knew it. I was just trying to, make y'all laugh. I know Candace missed me singing.
Steph Curry, a year ago today, put on a show in the Bay. And I mentioned Tony for a reason, because they're from the West Coast, but that's another story for a different day. You see Steph on the TV channel, and the game he was flaming hot like the left sink handle. 62, a career high, Zeke. Can we maybe see this again tonight? Can I get that prediction out of you?
Against the Miami Heat?
Probably not.
I don't know if he's going to drop 62. But, I want to go back to what Candace was talking about in terms of Draymond Green. Because if you put Draymond in his proper place out on the NBA roster, he really is the point guard. He's their distributor, right? He's the guy, as Candace say, set up the offense, make it run, and everything else. Now, if we thought of Draymond Green as the point guard for the Warriors, like we think of Chris Paul as the point guard for the Suns, now you're looking at Draymond Green and you're saying, oh, he can be the MVP of the league. But when you take Draymond Green and you slide him over to the traditional small forward spot, he can't be the MVP of the league. But if you put him in his proper persona, the position that he really plays for the Warriors, then you can say, and you can make the legitimate argument that he's he can be considered as one of the MVPs of the league. I mean, and for all intents and purposes, he's the quarterback of that team. And, Steph Curry is Randy Moss. and Klay Thompson is Jerry Rice, right?
You know what I'm saying? Hey,
Yeah, so you can't go wrong. So you got Draymond back there, boom, 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 boom. Now, again, if we put him in this proper persona and he's the point guard, now you can say, well, he's doing the same things that Chris Paul is doing. He's doing the same thing that some of these other point guards are doing. But when you slide him over here and you got to stick him behind Durant and Giannis, he can't win.
Yeah, when we look at that, definitely quarterback of the offense and the Ray Lewis of the defense, because he definitely patrols that paint and does it well. Speaking of defense, the Miami Heat, we've seen what they've been able to do defensively right up there with the Warriors. However, in December, and we know that they've been missing Bam, who's still recovering from that surgery on his
Bam.
The Jimmy Butler is also
Bam.
this time as well. However, and you see the games missed on the bottom of the screen, still in the month of December, Candace, they still managed to stay with the best teams in the league. That Heat culture is strong in Miami.
Yes, and you said it, that Heat culture. The Heat have just that mentality, that blue collar next up mentality. And I think just during free agency, able to add Kyle Lowry, who is that player who is going to take charges in an all-star game, that type of level of player. And so you have guys that have been in and out. And honestly, every team in the league is going to go through periods of time where they're going to have to persevere, where they're going to have to just depend on the next guy up. And because Miami is so built around, more than just that, obviously Duncan Robinson stepping up, Tyler Hero stepping up. You never know when your number is going to be called. And everybody on Miami, especially in the month of December,